Don't think about anything that doesn't add value to your life, and watch how much you stop thinking. Like, you think so much about shit that doesn't add value to your life. Like, you might as well stop thinking. It's like people like me, we only think about what adds to our life. Like, you have to understand life is paradoxical. So you have to understand that life is a paradoxical mathematical equation. And sometimes you're going to have to make a erroneous resolve in the perception of a other individual to ensure your resolve in your own individuation. So you have to understand that as a human, you only have a finite amount of time on earth. And if you could spend all that time fucking wasting that shit on video games, on distractions, and you're not really building your own mind, you should see what the fuck that says about you. Now we got some people bumping music in the middle of me making my video, but we don't even pay attention to that. Always saying the realest shit. Motherfuckers rather waste time, energy, and money on the game than buy a book, read that shit, and develop their own fucking brain. Fucking, you gotta look at it like, yeah, straight up. Like, if your thinking isn't adding tremendous amounts of value, tremendous amounts of experiences, tremendous amounts of XP onto your name, then you might as well stop fucking thinking. Because some people's brains are just numb. Like, you're thinking about something that isn't adding to anything. It's like you're so negative, you're thinking your cognitive processes to deduct and evaluate a certain thing is so fucking zonder that you can't add value to you. When you use your mind, you don't add value to shit. So that makes you a valueless human, and not to anyone, but to yourself. If you take away from your own life, your life essence, if you take away from your own sustenance, you're a fucking dumbass and you're a self-debilitating primate. So what separates a human from a primate is intelligence. And if we use intelligence to destroy ourselves, then we are less than fucking primates. So when you're not sober, when you're not enlightened, when you're just a fucking retard, then you are less than a primate, especially if you're addicted, because now you're less than the dog that doesn't need a certain substance to function in reality. So if you need a certain substance to make you substand and feel a certain way to escape your reality, mind numbing yourself because you're afraid to undertake the task you need to take to go and build that shit like a fucking man, you have to understand that just reveals who you are in character. That reveals who you are. And a lot of people don't know who they are, so they hide behind the smoke, they hide behind the drink. But in reality, they're a bitch, and they should know it, because they're killing themselves passively, and they're shrugging it off like it's nothing. You don't care about yourself. You don't love yourself. And matter of fact, you want to die faster. And that's the truth in a nutshell. It's like everyone wants to sugarcoat the shit. Everyone wants to shrug it off. Fuck no. I'm going to load up the clip of truth and I'm going to burst that shit into your body, because that's the only thing that's going to wake you the fuck up. Open your eyes, fucking peel them shits open, and get shit done in life. Everyone wants to make the comfortable choice, and everyone wants to make the easy choice. No one wants to do what the fuck they need to do to be who they have to be, to become who they need to be. And when you become who you need to be, you're not only helping yourself, you're also helping the people around you. You have to understand that when you're operating on a certain degree of just intellectual capabilities, and you have metaphysical faculties, aka just a shit ton of fucking knowledge in your mind, you can see other people, and you can unscrew and reshape yourself into a certain angle to co-reside with them more. And you can fit yourself into tight spaces like an octopus. When the octopus has no bones and it needs to get into a rock, but it can fit itself into that. It can fit itself into that because it has nothing holding it back from taking on a certain form. Your consciousness is the same way. If you have a certain resistance that is resisting you to ensure that you can't take a certain form in a certain predicament, then you're taking away from what you could learn from that predicament. You're taking away what everyone can learn from that certain predicament, and you're hindering your own experience points, your own XP to life, because you decided to stay a circle when you needed to become a square, and when you needed to become a triangle, you decided to become a square, right? It's all mathematical, like literally, it's all logistics. If you can't use your fucking logical deduction skills, your fucking cognition to fucking to become aware to the fact that, you know, you have a fucking problem in your life, then you're gonna stay the same low-level piece of shit that you've been being your entire life. And the funniest part is that time is non-refundable. So every time you waste that second, just know that you're gonna have to suffer for fucking losing that second. You're gonna regret that shit. Your consciousness, the authentic voice of God, is literally telling you to not do a certain thing every time you regret it, and you ignore the voice, and then you blame God for all your problems. It's like point the finger at your fucking self, look in the mirror, because you're the problem. It ain't God, it ain't your mom, it ain't your dad, it ain't the person that did you dirty. No, it's fucking you, because there's people that have done more, who have been through more, and they're better than you, superior than you, just existentially, mentally, physically, financially. It's like if in every fucking metric of human existence someone's surpassing you, and you don't feel a certain type of way about that, it's like, holy fuck, why do you even exist? And the funny part about that question is, if someone asked you that shit, you couldn't even give them a responsible answer. Like, too easy. We've been around the world. We've been to the Netherlands, we've been to Panama, we've been to Peru, we've been to the Caribbean. All this societal fucking conformation has made it very easy for intellectuals and 1% individuals to individuate their own unfoldment within the grand unfoldment. In the stage of life, you either sacrifice for what you need to become, or you remain a bitch and you stay on the same level. Now, join the Patreon community if you want to experience certain rare insights to esoteric knowledge that will enlighten your path and walk in life. It's to be straightened, to be straight, not straightened. So you always need to kick your own ass to ensure that you stand straight, because a lot of people are walking around with their backs slouched in the game of life, letting life and time happen to them. It's like you came in life to do time, but you didn't do time. Time happened to you. It's like a fucking prisoner that didn't learn his fucking lesson. Now he's back in the same predicament because he's a dumb fuck. So join the Patreon and get your mind right, get your soul right. Go and hit me in the Instagram DMs, or you go on my website and you get the fucking one-on-one coaching, and you get your life fucking right. Because if you don't get your life right, you're gonna regret that shit, and then we're gonna be laughing at you from the top of the fucking mountain. You gave up halfway, and we're laughing at your bitch ass because we know people that done it, and we're doing it while you're not. So join the Patreon community, get your mind right, get the one-on-one coaching. We get your body right, we get the six-pack, we get the chest, we get the back, we get the legs, we get the mindset that needs to be cultivated, the discipline that needs to be cultivated to assert yourself in a way to ensure that you get the gains. Accountability, responsibility, respondability. You need to be responsible. You need to be able to respond with high efficacy, a high level of ability. And if you're not doing that and you're proving yourself that you can't do that, then I'm the fucking solution to your fucking problems. And if you're too broke to buy it, you got a problem to solve, come back to me and then we'll solve more problems. Life is problem solving. That's how you gain XP. Now, make sure you do what I just said, and peace.